Okay. Alrighty, I'm in for the masculine and feminine report. This report is going to stretch a lot longer for the season, I think, till February, Valentine's Day, I think, ish. So this one will hopefully stretch over that time. If not, it just hopefully it'll be valid when you click. So I'm going to start. Where's my rack? In a rush. Shuffling. Oh, there it is. Okay, here we go. So I will start off right away here to get through the cards. Yeah, I was playing with the camera. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, first card for the feminine energies again is 18 plus. So I don't know what's going to come up. Everything's upside down. I put the cards upside down, so I don't know what's going to come up. But there's some pretty graphic scenes on the latter end of the deck, just to warn you. Okay, so this is for the feminine. We start with the females. The first card, strength. I'm going to tune in here. Yeah, we might be coming into some strength here. We're working up to it is what they're saying. It's starting to feel it, this kind of thing. So there's some strength coming from the feminines that they're, and I mean, it was last week we were talking about self-esteem. So I think it's in this area here. Yeah, we're gaining momentum. Next card is unity. Look at all the fighting. All the fighting. Yeah, fighting in or fighting out, whatever situation that you're in. There's a sense here of spiritual struggles, maybe even like, marital struggles and whatnot. Fighting to keep things afloat. Again, that could be making your way in, like pushing your way in, or shoving your way out. It's going to be different for different groups of people. Feeling the strength and really going outward in that, fighting for what they want. Okay, the next card is prosperity. Again, feeling that's in the latter part, like this is the result of fighting for what we want in our inner core, is what they said, the inner core of what we want. We will gain prosperity if we come from this, right? And ultimately, usually that's the heart that we want to come from. But again, not leaving, because last week it was the intellect, I think, and the emotion we were talking about, and not leaving any of them aside. We got to balance things. I feel they're feeling quite valid in the energy they're coming forth with. Therefore, they're fighting with everything they got. It's the sense I'm getting, like fighting. So see what happens here. On top of the strength card, okay? 20, which is judgment. I don't even know. Aeon. It's kind of a phoenix here, rising, right? So again, that sense of building in strength, right? There's no ash here, right? So he's all in that fire and the action. And that's really what I was getting anyway from the female. She's feeling the momentum. So in order to get the momentum, she's got to gain that inner power and then start rumbling outwards. And this is what's going on here. There's a sense of a rumble. Unity. So again, this could be, could be the energy that I'm getting is the partnerships, whether we're busting out of one or trying to one up. We're fighting with everything we got. That card to expand on there, we have the sun, which is good, right? Because that's, to me, that's happiness, joy, everything that's great and wonderful in the world. And it's also like a symbol of universal energy backing you. And look at all the zodiacs are in there. So it's almost like gaining the power of everything into the feminine. Feel like she's taking the strength from every sign, using little bits of every sign. No matter what sign you are, you take little bits of it It's almost like there's, yeah, like a gateway opened, gave her some energy to kind of insight to get through things maybe out of her element. And we're taking that into account, and the universe shoving that at them and to get them forward. Here's a little sneak peek. Let's go. Let's, one up here. And there's a sense here of taking it and running with it, really. Now the prosperity, which I see more in the distant future, is a reward here. We're going to gain prosperity, whether it's in our relationship because we fought for what we wanted in it, or getting out of a relationship and getting what we want on the other side. We have the Three of Swords. Now, that is about heartbreak. Now, here it's carrying a yellow, which talks to joy, but it also talks about kind of breaking. To me, it's saying different things. Breaking free of certain limitations here is what I'm getting. And I feel that from this card as well. The universal energies are really just popping up. And all the limitations that we had at a certain point are just dissipating. And we're starting to see through, again, illusions, everybody. So now we can see clear where we want to go, what we want to do. Those people around us that may be an illusion. If we're an illusion, we're not going to be an illusion much longer. So the Three of Swords can be highly about disappointment. But here I get it's like an overcoming of anything that was holding us back is really what I'm getting. So I'm going to go one deeper here. Now on top of the Judgment card, we have 12, the songbirds. From the Lenormand, and the songbirds speak to chattering, but it's chattering that is non-productive. In fact, it actually can consist of lies and rerouting people, this kind of thing. They tend toward gossiping, that kind of behavior. There may be people talking smack, about the feminine. She's gaining her strength here and power, so therefore we can bring about jealousy and whatnot. She's rising from the ashes, and maybe some ashes here that were situations created to knock her down to no avail. And now we've got maybe some people here that are chattering about this situation and seeing her rise through this, and maybe didn't think that this feminine she was going to falter. This is what I'm getting. She's going to go down, and she didn't. So there may be people scheming or conspiring against, out of jealousy and whatnot. I feel it's pretty petty, but nonetheless, it's there. And now we've got chattering because not only did it not bring her down, she rose above it, cut through it, and it opened new doorways. So again, illusions are there's a ripple effect here happening on top of it being dissipated. The Sun, which was talking about the fight here that I felt she was making. Oh, come on, cards, cooperate. Unity, right? In or out of the partnership, whatever we're fighting for. It's highly aspected universally. We're going to help you get where you want to go, where you need to go for your highest good. On top of that, we get 38, which is, the bridge that goes over these obstacles. One of the mountains in the deck here is a symbol of obstacles that are in our path, and this is like overcoming any obstacle. And that's the sense I get here as well. In the beginning, there may have been people literally out to get other people, right? I mean, this happens everywhere. And the sense here is for the feminine that we just we just blew right over it. It just, and some people at this stage, we're getting into frequencies here that just can't be touched, especially when the gap, and I feel like a lot of the crackling here of negative and positive frequencies is becoming too wide to breach. She can overcome, but those that are of lower vibration, meaning those that are not are for the highest good of ourselves and others, those ones that go out in chaos, overcoming anything that could come in that way. Now, on top of I just noticed that Libra symbol there. Over top of the Three of Swords, which talks about the prosperity in the future. Again, disappointment, but here it seems lighter in this deck. I get it, it's a light disappointment, like having to overcome, but feeling a sense, maybe a disappointment of who is coming at us in this way. Because if we're seeing through illusions, we're going to see who these people are that are trying to trick us or trying to take us down or trying to deceive us, right? So that would, I feel like that's more where the disappointment comes from. On top of that, we get 30. Ooh. The 30, as we move into the sex side of things and romance here. 30 is the lilies, can talk to purity, can talk to creativity, but can also talk to sensuality and sexuality. And when you get that, that talks to partners, right? So we may have been disappointed by a partner or illusioned by a partner. And I feel like these are a lot of people here in groupings where we may have had, we may have been under illusion. We may have rose-colored all the way glasses, and now suddenly they're off, and we're seeing things for what they are, and that is the fight that we're being illuminated to. Suddenly now we know the root of what these people, whether it's a partner or whatever situation that you have in whatever way, there's illusions here that have been shattered, really, is what I got. And it might be in the love and romance and sensuality section. Now, I'm going to breach, or how do you say, move into the love area here with a fluffy love card. Break up the energy. Now, that's the basic energies. So there's a sense here that we're fighting, whether it's in or out of a relationship through something, through illusions. The love card you get is spiritual connection. A relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. Again, we could be breaking from one to go to another, or we could be in one that we have to fight. Yeah, we have to fight to get through. So it's about spiritual connections, deeper than the average bears are going here. Yeah. Give me a sec here. There's really a lot going on here. They're showing me the difference. They're going, look, they're courting, and they're getting out. They go in this place here and they're courting, and they go down here and they're married and dancing, right? And it's about the connection and bringing you through that process. For some, they will be meeting their partners. Deep spiritual connections over this. Like I said, I'll be excited to get back in the fall, or in the spring. Sorry, I keep saying fall. In the spring, to see what's going to happen energetically, because there's going to be a lot of lost parts and come together, magnetic connections, and they're highlighting on my way out here, my last reading for the season, highlighting the connections are coming over this. It's a magical time, right? It's in the air at Christmas. So this is what they're highlighting. This is what this sex side is going to go into. So first love card for the feminine, 9 of Cups, and they go on. This is about the wishes, right? We want to fill all the cups there. The birds are going, look, this one's empty. Let's fill her up. We want to get all that we deserve, is what they said. Some are very deserving, and they're going to be receiving over this time. Next card is 2, the High Priestess. Now, this is a woman. She's got a lot of knowledge. She's got a lot of intuition. She's got the black and the white behind her. There's some mystery and magic here. And the sense is that, give me a minute. Yeah, there's not a lot here they're going to reveal. Mind you, you're not going to know anyway. Some people are going to be walking into things. It's just going to blindside them no matter what kind of reading you get off the net here. Sense is we're going after our hopes and dreams in the heart section. The High Priestess is about the inner knowledge and the intuition, and also the magic and the mystery of it all, right? Even though we're using our intuition, and a lot of these feminines are going to be highly in tune over this season, they're still not going to know what hit them. The 10 of Pentacles, that's about stability, right? Financial stability in a relationship. Here, Kind of weird. I get different vibes off this card. Here I'm getting a wealthy man, and I feel I'm sticking with this because this is just the way I said it. I feel like this man is wealthy. I feel like this woman is a maid, and he's kind of taking advantage of his role there. Take it as you will if it fits, but to a certain degree, it's about stability and the use of power is what they said. The use of power here. We're going to go one deeper. This is interesting because I never got that from that card before. So 9 of Cups. Here we go with the Sun card again. You know, it's really brightening everything up. You know, taking any little grayness that's in there and lifting it. Now there's a child on this horse. Some people's wishes may be to have children. Highlighted here. It would make them happy, yeah, to have a child. So like these are wishes that the universe wants to fulfill for you. They seem to be those that are wanting it in the highest good of those that are wanting it. So there's that, and also just the happiness and the childlike play energy that may infuse some of these feminines over this season. Sense I'm getting here is get out and play. If you are like, fine line between feeling out your emotions that you need to feel if you're busting from a relationship, but get back on the horse. That Phoenix, yeah, they're showing me that again. Just give me a minute. That Phoenix, they want you to rise and keep moving forward, because you're a lot of these energies are way behind, so we don't want to dawdle here. Our partners are going to be out and about, so we want to make sure we get out there and mingle to be seen so they don't pass us by, is a sense I'm getting, because a lot of these relationships were supposed to be like years ago, like years or a year at least ago, were supposed to be broken. So if you're one of those people that you were struggling to get out of the relationship you're still in now a year ago, that's kind of a hint there. We need to get moving, because we're going to miss our happy joy life here. It's going to pass us by if we don't pick ourselves up, like cry it out, feel it out, and pick yourself up and get moving, get back into gear, is the sense I'm getting. Now on the High Priestess there, she's got that book of knowledge in her lap. So the moon is about the little bit, you know, it's hanging, the bookmark hanging there, just symbolizing that there's still things we don't know and things that are magical and mystical. And that's what makes life great and grand. So we can't unload it all, right? We can't give you all the answers, and no fun. So this is what they're saying. The High Priestess there, she's got her book of knowledge, she's got her intuition, and we're going to keep a little illusion there so that we can have some excitement. And to clarify, we get the 8 of Wands, which is the arrows of love. And they're going, yeah, arrows of love. Yeah. You know, like the get them, get going, be caught up in it. They go caught up in it, get caught up in it. The sun's shining. Yeah, love is in the air. Let's get moving. So on this card here, I want to clarify again that the sun kind of lifts that to not as devious, right? Maybe more of a caretaking mode than an actual preying upon, right? The maid, maybe just he loves her so much that wants to take care of her. Yeah. 10. Another 10 here. Same card. This is crazy. That is what it is. They're going, yeah, look at, and I didn't even hold on here. Because this woman, okay, I'm continue with this little story. This woman is, I'm taking some of these cards in the sex deck or the romance deck. They kind of have these men of higher position and these women of lower status, if I can put it that way. But here again, because of the cards that surround the arrows of love, look at, they're going right in that direction. It's almost like a man here of higher grade. I don't know what I can say there. Wants to take care of, look after, but it's coming from heart, not from deviousness, right? Because the sun is there. It's universally aspected. Why? Because it's for this woman's highest good. It's for this man's highest good. Both of them. She can meet him with compassion that he's never seen. and he can help her with financial, they're going status, but you know, the ability to keep her in everything that she needs, right? She will need for nothing. There's a sense here to go over this story. Now, to clarify again, right? We get the 10 of Pentacles. So again, blowing my mind here. Now, this card here from this deck symbolizes you got a family there with a child and people, you know, giving and a sense of a ready-made family. Now there's a couple there, and then all of a sudden, boop, there's a family, a ready-made, right? And they're in a kingdom with riches. So it's almost like somebody here might be creating a family within, like a feminine, maybe coming into someone with money who can take care, and not only that, she can create a family for him, with children, and then, you know, he is creating that kingdom for her with the financial sector here. So really nice stuff. Really nice stuff as we move into the sex side, see what happens here. Okay, so on the 19, the sun. Okay, let's go down. So we have the devil. Now this is about ending. So again, keep in mind the fact that some things got to end in order for other things got to start. This is the sense, transition, right? In an intimate way, we are transitioning to another partner here. And again, they're making me look at that time. Yeah, it's all over the place. Some people, time is past. Some people, it's time. Some people, it will happen over time. There's a sense here not being able to push to get people in the right place is the sense I'm getting. But nonetheless, the universe is behind you, trying to get you to this transition. Because even though this is death, kind of gruesome, it talks about the end of sexual partnership. So meaning the end of sex with one partner, or transition from one partner to another in a physical way. That's the way I read these cards. Now on the eight of Wands here, we're talking about that arrows of love, Cupid from up above. Oh man. Okay, so this is the, what is he? The Page of Cups, or Page, or yeah, he's Page of Pentacles, Knave, whatever they call it, different in different decks. Now we get into the nitty gritty. Okay, so this guy, right? He's indulging her. The fire there, she's got her finger on the fire. She's going to get burned. The sense here is we had too much to drink, and we're being taken advantage of to a degree here, right? So this may have been a scenario, or a scenario that comes across. We may have broken from a relationship here, or getting out of a relationship, maybe going out celebrating, and kind of get a little vulnerable in ways that we don't normally. Be careful, because that fire there, again, we got the sun card popping everything up a notch. So I don't know, wait for the next card. On top of the 10 of Pentacles, which is absolute financial, you know, riches and stability, really, in the financial sector. We got two of those popping us up. So we got nothing to worry about in the financial sector with one or other of these partners. We may even be in a situation where we're divorcing and everything's, I don't want to say amicable, but separated, and everybody's steady. Everybody's sturdy financially, even through a separation, is a sense they're giving me here. Now, on top of that, Two of Pentacles, and that's about surprise. He's got, this is what again, you could have this deck and read it completely different. I go all over with it. And the two here of Pentacles is about surprise. Somebody wanting to surprise us. And that may be what leads to the celebration and a little bit of liquid courage getting us to certain degrees, maybe wouldn't sober. Okay, so I'll say it that way. Now, it may be someone at a distance, is the sense I'm getting here now all of a sudden. That is like, okay, I'm coming, da da da. So maybe someone that we're working on for a while. Maybe someone, if we're single, period, is at a distance and coming through. Or going out and celebrating and coming across someone that we may be surprised that we end up in this situation with, is a scenario they're giving me as well. to watch your celebrations, New Year's, Christmas, all of that. Meaning, go with the flow. But the thing here is showing me that some surprises here. Again, the moon, right? Okay, next clarification. On top of the 13, which is talking about the death of the sexual center, the ending, and also transition in this area in some kind of way, we have the Six of Pentacles. And that talks about equal give and take. The sense I'm getting here is if we're busting from relationships, it's all above board. Because this card is really a better frequency vibe, and it talks to everybody getting equal. We're not going to leave anybody out here. So the sense is if we're splitting from a relationship, we told our partner and we're going up, you know, everything's legit. It's above board. Six of Pentacles too also talks to the new partner. May have a sense here that there's an equal give and take emotionally, physically, or in any direction there. It's really good. Like beyond. What's that word? Yeah, like we're on the same playing field here intimately is the sense I'm getting with this new partner. Okay. Now, on top of this drinking and fire stuff, we have the Ace of Swords, which is good because it talks about that new direction, but it also talks truth and clarity, right? Look at the moon kind of being, and I mean, that sword, that is the sword of truth. And that crown there is kind of like a victory. Yeah, this is good stuff. So even though we may be inebriated and going through the strokes here, I feel like we may not have done it as quickly, but I feel like there's an inner core here of truth of heart with these two. You're going to be careful with some of these cards. They can go off in the ditch. But the Ace of Swords on top of there talks about a truth. Truth of what? Truth of heart. These two are going to share. Why? Because they truly do feel there's no deviousness here. He may take advantage of a situation, but she's doing the same. It's equal on both sides. So we can't really blame anybody here. This is both wanting no matter what, right? No matter what. So the Ace of Swords is good. It's new direction, victory, clarity, all of that. Now on the surprise card, what? We get the Three of Swords. Oh, give me a moment here. So that's on top of the Ten of Pentacles, both tens. Very much in that earth element. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Three of Swords talks, oh, okay. Talks to heartbreak, right? Disappointment. The like. Now, the Three of Swords, they're going, that's the past partner. Even though we know and what's going on, there's disappointment there. Yeah, and there may be a sense here. It's an X is, again, is sex. You can switch up the sexes to suit you. But there's a sense here that the mate on the other side, even though it's broken or whatever the official word has been given, is the sense I got for most. There might be some here that don't, but I feel it's very low. Most of them, it's written word here that we're busted apart. We got to another partner. The other one's disappointed. Okay. May have been too quick, too swift. That may have been the surprise. Oh my God, they're in a relationship already. Like, what the hell? This is what's going on. So actually that surprise, yeah, could also be from the ex-partner. They're surprised. Why? Because they come across. And the thing here is that I'm getting from this, we may just be going out thinking it's a one-nighter. Again, this is the theme. And it turns into something. It's like, no, I want more here. I like this. I want more. I want to know more. I'm curious. And it's not just a one night, it's not just a role here. We're going to figure out what's going on. We want more from this partner than just one. So that may be the truth, right? That has to come through here. So a little bit of tension I feel with this, okay, from a partner. So again, if you're a masculine or a feminine, it'd be the partner that we're busting from. And there's a sense here that most of them know. Now on the Six of Pentacles, talks about the equal give and take, but also talks about, the sense here is that we've been out of the bedroom with one partner that we were breaking from. We've been out of the bedroom there for a while, just not working there. And I think the feminines can outrun the men in this department. They can take it a lot longer than the masculines can for that dry spell. And I think that in itself is the hint here. Now we get into the heavy duty sex cards. So again, 18 plus, but Six of Pentacles on top of that. We get 11. Now again, I'm just going to into it with this. This is about, indulging, right? Yeah, and it's the same theme as this, really. Except in there, this guy's been watching her for a while. Where's that card? And he can't seem to. This one, right? This one's kind of almost can be to the degree I'm taking advantage. Watch, you're going to get burned because her finger's in there. Couldn't go in that way, but it didn't because it has the Sun card lifting it and the Truth card on top saying, yeah, we're being pretty truthful here on both sides, equal. And this is about irresistible. I got to indulge. I got to go in there and that's, I feel like that's the feminine. Not being able to resist, right? If we had dry spell, well, what are you gonna do? You get stuff starts happening pretty quick. So it's the overwhelming passion just comes out. Okay. Now on the Ace of Swords and the truth of the matter. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna look this guy up because this guy is not usually good. He is 14, so he's like the King of Wands. This guy. Just give me a moment. I'm getting acquainted with this deck. Oh, okay. 14. Yeah. So it talks to an entrepreneur. It does talk about honesty because usually they have the black to symbolize the curiosity, benevolence, experience, good-natured. Am I the right one? Okay. So I was wrong. This guy's all good and beneficial, which is good. Phew. That's good. Not that I'm wrong about it. Because he's good-natured. He may have a formal front. So again, someone of higher status, or so we rate them, right? So we look at this person, we think they're of higher status, or we look up to them in some kind of way. And it may be in a financial type way or whatnot. But this talks to good-naturedness, also to honesty, curiosity, and benevolence. Talks to experience as well. So that may be an area where this woman looks up to him because she feels he is more experienced in this way. So this is good because we have an overwhelming urge to indulge in the bedroom here, but we have, it's all good-natured. The person is good-natured, good-meaning, well-meaning, entrepreneurish. I mean, I think that just speaks to the money and the self-assured, financially, whatever. Kind of the power this man carries. Now on the Three of Swords. I don't know what this is. Is this a 1 or what is that? Just let me look here. I don't even know what that is. 1. I think that's a magician. Yeah. Yeah, that's a magician. So it talks about cunning and power. Again, power I'm getting from both these men here. Talks of power. This one talks about power within the woman, right? Because this woman's sitting there. He's got his hands wrapped around the neck. She is sitting there accepting, right? So she is got a high confidence this man's not going to strangle me. She feels very trusting, right, of him. And then there's a cross there on the table with all those candles, symbolizing the flame of love that they may carry between each other. We're fully clothed here. So that says something about being somewhat chaste here. Yeah, the sense I'm getting is that she truly trusts this man. And it may not, right? Because if this is the man we're going to, which is the sense I get, it may not even be something that's built up yet. It may be past life, echoes of past life intuition, right? That's coming through. It's just like, woo, I feel all this all of a sudden. And then boom, we hit the sack. And this guy's character starts to show through her intuition, right? The feeling, I can trust this guy. There's just something there. I can trust him. I shouldn't be trusting him this quick, but I can. And the power that he wields over her. And I feel like this is power that wields through lifetimes. That's really what it is. There's a sense my soul knows your soul, and it's not just from this lifetime. So there's a really, unique signature here in that. So to clarify one more. So this is good for the feminine. It's cracking through a new relationship. She seems to come on right away. So that's telling me that we were in a relationship that we're breaking from way too long, because it's like boom, boom. It's like the universe couldn't hold it back, like a slingshot. Boom, it's gone. We have to get into this relationship. And then, of course, the overpowering feelings of maybe, soulmate, whatnot. Now, on top of the 11 there, which talks to the overwhelming urge to indulge, 3 of Wands. So already that's about planning for the future, looking at the future. So we're already planning to the future, how to fit this person in, is the sense I'm getting. Right away, we just want to, how do we fit this guy in? Is what I'm getting, like plan for the future. And it may not just be on her side either. We got that 6 of Pentacles talking about equality. So I feel like both these people are going to be really sprung from this evening and be like, yeah, well, I want to set this in stone. Let's go forward and keep moving, right? So on the 14, which talks about the integrity of this guy's honor and good-naturedness. So the King of Wands, usually he can be somewhat, in other decks, he can be depicted somewhat cynical and with temper, but I don't get that from this guy. I get patience and loyalty and honesty and a lot of good stuff. So that's good. Now we get the King of Cups on him. Would you look at that? Because then he carries the integrity, the built-in integrity and morality, but this brings with it all the emotional good stuff. So that's nice. That's saying really this guy has got a lot of emotion and maturity within the emotional center. This is a king we're talking about, not a, he's the King of Cups, not the Knight, and definitely not a page. So he's mature enough to handle whatever it can take. So even though we may be dealing with this situation quite quickly, quite what other people might perceive as immaturely, these are 2 mature people that are in mature emotional states, mature situations, and they're just going to take advantage of a situation they feel good in, and they're just going to go forward in it. So that's good and great and gravy. Now, again, the Magician, talking about the power and the surprise here, right? Because someone here, I mean, is left out, but not left out. And I feel like that's the partner, the ex-partner, that's going to have to deal with some of the emotion here of a broken heart, because they may not be in a same healing position as the feminine through this process. So, excuse me. The Magician talks about the power that this woman, I think it's really like power couple is what they're saying, but it's the power within the relationship that they find on the other end of this. It's power of emotion. There's power of this man being where he feels successful and powerful in his own right. And then they're showing me the King of Cups, which talks about the emotional center. It's all there. It's all there. So it's just transferring to this woman is what I get. Now we get the 5 of Pentacles on top of that. Feeling left. Okay, so we're going back to the ex-partner. So there may be some here. I was getting a sense that we were above board with everything. Meaning that the partners, if there was a third party here that were leaving to go to this new one, that we were kind of above board. But even though we're above board, it could be shocking so quickly to see someone go into something so heavy so quickly. And there's a feeling here of being left out in the cold, because the Five of Pentacles is about wounded and out in the cold, and it's the, well, it's all black, but it's like snow, and usually out in a church begging to come in, right? So there's a sense here of feeling left out, even though they may know, some may not. So I brought in an animal card, a fortune card, and a dragon card. So I'm going to read the dragon card first. It's the energy to take with you through this process to help you in any way you need to be empowered. But I feel very much this feminine, I'll tell you, I'll go back over those first three. She's feeling very empowered, and it may be because this new direction has inspired her. Well, to take action on all levels, emotionally, sensually, all of it. But yeah, sometimes our happiness, somebody else has to be sacrificed. So the dragon card you get, again, still with the feminine, earth and air. This may be a symbol of the pairing. So earth is Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Air is Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. So these could be pairings. Represent perfect balance of heaven and earth. Stay balanced, ground your visions, and manifest your hopes and dreams. So the situation here, what I'm getting is, yeah, if we want to go forward, just stay balanced. Don't go too far flung. I think in certain areas we're just going to, in passion, we're going to get flung here. But try to stay as balanced as you can within that. Like the maturity and immaturity, I feel. There's a sense of wanting to just go like a teenager and just go through the process here. So that's what I think they're alluding to. No. Earth and air. Hey, Elizabeth. Thanks for coming in and commenting. So again, you could have an earth and air mixture here, but it could be what you're breaking from to go to another, or it could be the one that like you're going to, or the one you're coming from, either way. But it's all about the balance and keeping the balance between the two, staying stable. Now we have a fortune card we're still on the feminine here. It's the dragonfly. Have confidence during this time of great joy, renewal, and connection to spirit. So the sense here again is being quite fueled by instinct over this time, including, going to the direction of this new partner. And the animal card you get is the sheep. Act with fortitude and cooperation. This makes me feel very friendly. Like, look at how they're kind of almost like hugging. And the blue is just soft feeling. And there's the sense, and look at how they have the blue in this card too, hey? And the blue in the, yeah, they do that. A gentle mixing of the energies, not like a smashing together, even though that's kind of like the immaturity of it wants to go there. Whatever, you only live once, this kind of thing. They're going, just savor it, enjoy it, slow it down to do that. And it will be much more enjoyable. So what did they say? Act with fortitude and cooperation. Now I'm going to go over the first initial cards here because it was very powerful what the feminine is getting into. Her energy here has really been amped, is what I'm feeling. We started with the strength card, right? And they're asking her to stay in her strength, fortitude, but just don't be too fiery with it. Slow it down and enjoy it. So it's slow, steady burn instead of a wild brush fire, right? And then we got the unity. And again, that's about uniting with the partners that be here. There's going to be great meeting here of passionate proportions, I guess. And to deal with that in the most dignified way, I think is what they're trying to say. And prosperity will come if we do this. And there's a sense here that we just be careful with the situation, because there's people here that'll be hurt in the mix because it's so fast. The sense I'm getting is that we're just announcing the breakup, and then boom, we, you know, I mean, in my mind, energetically, it's very quickly, but it may not come off, but it's still quick. So that's the sense here, is be careful. We don't want to hurt others unnecessarily, is what they're given. So there's prosperity coming in the future, maybe through this relationship alone, through a partner that is a little more prosperous than we are. The unity, that's about the joining or disjoining of, and again, one-upping. But through here, the story that was told is more of a uniting of a new partner that we may have past life experience with. And then the strength coming through all of that. She's building in strength, and she's attracting that partner, the ultimate, right? And then away we go. So really good stuff. And again, this could stretch over till March, February, March. I think I'll be coming back in February. I can't stay out that long. Okay, so that was the feminine. Now let's see what energy we got for the masculine. Okay, first card, 4609. Flow. So are we going to recognize flow, be in the flow? What are we doing? Going with the flow. They said trying to go with the flow. He's not quite he's just getting pushed by the wave. He doesn't know. He's got no board, nothing. He's just going. So there's a sense here of being pushed along by whether it's instinct, energies, others, right, that are kind of in the flow of things. We're going in the right direction. Next card, anger and rage. Maybe have a hard time processing over this, is the sense. There's things going on here. We're not liking the change so much, but this change is for our highest good. They're going, I don't care, and I'm not liking it, right? So we may have some stubborn masculines here, hung up on change. We just don't want the change. Even if it is for our highest good, we're really not liking it, is what I'm getting. And so there's a sense of chaos being created in the process. We're being funneled in areas here. It's very uncomfortable, and therefore it right away it brings out the rage in the masculine. So he's dealing with that. And because of this, then he gets in that mode. I don't like this card. I don't like it. Okay, so the flow, right, to get him to his highest good. He has a plan. It may not be in the universal scheme of things. So therefore, we get the anger and the frustration coming out. And now he's going to reroute because, again, not sure if this guy's completely in his instinct or got a huge grasp of this, because the first card here they gave me, they're like, he's in it, but he don't know he's in it. He's in the flow, going in the right way, but he don't know he's going the right way. Like, he don't know he's in control here. Or he feels like he's losing control is what they said. Because this guy here, he's got a plan he wanted to put forward. The universe got a plan, and this is what's creating the rage. The universe saying, we know what's best for you. And he's going, no, you don't. I want this, and I want to go here. And they're going, no, you don't, because it's not for your highest good. This is what I'm getting. So there's a fight going on. But now it's more mischievous. It's like, okay, well, if that's got to happen, then I'm going to do this, right? So, and the fight is on. Well, it's not so much a fight now as an intellectual, trying to get, copying that guy, trying to get underneath and scheme around, manipulate things. That's really what it is. Okay, so on the flow. Man. Going with the flow. To clarify, we get the Princess of Pentacles. So there may be this energy around you. You may be after this. Again, yin-yang symbol talking about the balance. Yeah, there may be some here looking for balance within a relationship, right? The sturdiness, the steadiness. Even though she's a page, she's starting her journey. They're just going, I just want something stable. I don't care if they're beginning the journey or not. I feel there's a sense here of a man picking up on an energy frequency of a woman. very attracted to that frequency because there's potential there. They're going, even though there's mistakes and whatnot, there's a potential there that I've not seen in other partners. The balance, the potential for balance that they see in this woman or man, whatever, floats your boat. The potential for this partner to balance is greater than they've ever seen, a capacity greater than they've ever seen. So a sense of being starstruck by this to a certain degree, but also a sense that there's positive and negative here, but we don't care because there's a great root here that we can build upon, right? So this is what he's figuring, he's kind of going with the flow with. So it may be a soulmate or a partnership here that he's focused on, which is the right thing. Now the anger and rage comes in on the lovers about a choice. So we may be in betwixt again, busting from one and going to another. And it may be some that just don't realize that they have to break from one to get the other. So we want cake and eat it too, guy. This could be happening. Now look at they're making me highly aware of that arrow flung down. And now it's kind of in between. It's not really pointed at anybody in particular. But there is a sense here that we may have a couple partners or a choice between partners here. Yeah, and that may be causing the frustration. Some are saying, I'm not choosing, I'm going to take both. And this is what the universe is creating. I feel like they're creating havoc. The universe is blocking them from doing that in a proper way, or creating more chaos in areas to get away from the one that we're not supposed to be with. And it's frustrating because even though, like, I get a sense this masculine wants to go in this direction, but there's something here. There's also something here that there's something that they like there, but they know that it's not going to make them happy, or they know there's no future. Like for the long run, it's going to be harder in this direction. Well, it's kind of, yeah, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Can't make a decision because there's benefits here and there's benefits here, and they're completely different. So they don't know which way to go. So the sense here is somebody's going to get stung because that little guy, he's going to start aiming. I feel like it's going at him. They're going to knock him out, man. They're going to take him out. And then he's just going to gravitate like Dino, making dinner, gravitate towards the one that he's supposed to go to. Again, the balance here I felt was very high for this one. On the play card, let's see what happens. 6 of Cups. Well, that's about memories, nostalgia of the past. So one of these might be a past partner that we've dealt with, or that groovy feeling of I know you, but I don't know you thing. So it could go in any direction. I'm going to go one more further here. On top of this princess, high potential here. I'm rooting for this princess because she does have a lot of growth left in her. But that's the negative. They're like, oh, we really got to work here. We got to work for this one. This one we've been through. But yeah, there's something here. And it maybe it's a physical thing, but the rest doesn't work. And maybe here there's a lot of potential, more well-rounded, but we got to work from the bottom, right? This one may have, we may be getting along a quarter in personality, but maybe the looks is way overboard, like way good. And this one, maybe we have looks, but there's a maturity level that's got to grow to a degree to match, or to, that's the sense I'm getting in certain areas here. There's growth. They're seeing a sense here. This has got to grow quite a bit, and I got to work pretty hard to get this one, but this one would be more rewarding, is the sense. On top of her, we get 27. That's the letter. And that talks about communication that's slow going, right? Because this is an old letter, like through the mail letter. So talking about information, this may be someone that is at a distance from us, or someone that we don't really have in our inner circle that we can communicate with on a daily basis. So we just may get word here and there, an interest really, rather than anything else. So it's hard we got to work harder for it. Yeah, so this talks about slow incoming messages. Okay. Now, on top of the Lovers, there we get 19, which is the big business card about needing to look at things from a higher perspective. And that's what they're going. The difference here between these two women, take yourself emotionally out, look from a higher perspective, long term. Think long term. That's what they're going. Think long term. Right away, we're going to know which one to pick. Because there's a sense here that we can't, yeah, one of them's just not going to do in the long-term department. And I feel like it's this one here. There's a sense here that either this is someone like an ex from our past coming back, and we know we've been there, done that, but there's something there that we like. Either it's the physicalness or whatnot. We're coming to the sex cards right away, so we'll see. There's something there. Maybe it's just the sense that it's something that we know. And we don't want change, right? Because that scares us. So it just may be that. Big business talks about bigger picture, looking at the bigger view. Back it up a bit. Now, on the Six of Cups, which talks to the feelings of nostalgia that we might have, or again, might be things from the past coming back up, which is a relationship. We have the Anchor on top of that, which talks about stability. And being rooted and grounded in things that are, you know, the anchor holds the boat in place, right? There's a sense here this man is kind of anchored or wants to be anchored to something that they know, that they're familiar with. And that may not be in the best interest in the long term, is a sense I'm getting, because we got to back it out, because they're going back it out, because we're in favor of something here. It's almost like we've been there, done that. So why are we going back? I'm getting a set of question marks going off. But nonetheless, you know, we may be seeing this new one as too much work. Maybe they're younger and they need to mature a little more, but there's potential there, but we don't know because it's not yet fulfilled, right? We don't know because we're not going in there and making that effort. So the Love card to break up the energy between the basics. Ask for help. They said, what is it you really need help with? Be willing to allow yourself the support you need. So again, talking to others and going outward, counseling, whatever you need to do. Yeah, it can be hard to admit that you need help, but asking for help, this will bring about a resolution here, is what they said. It'll bring resolution. We're kind of stuck on something. We need a different perspective, is the sense I'm getting. Not only having to look from higher above, right, from the top of these castle, but other people's perspective as well. So that'll help you as you move. Now, on the sex side of things, again, for the masculine, it'll stretch over into February. Seven of Pentacles, that is about stepping out on a partnership. That is, she is running away. Now, this can be as simple as meeting with someone and having intimate conversations, or going to someone and having intimate relations, okay? So it's about turning away from one partner and going to another. Next card. Wow. There's a sense here of real, because this Two of Canes is about having the same-sex partnerships, so there could be same-sex partnerships here involved as well. But it's also about someone, like it's almost like he's putting a boutonniere on this guy's jacket, like, you mean a lot, and he's going, oh shucks, you know, like talking about the sentimentality between friends. It could be lovers, and here I feel it's lovers. Not only that, the one they're running away to, there's a sentimentality of heart, endearing, all of that. Really soft place is what I'm getting. There's a soft place here. Yeah, in a new partner that they're maybe stepping out on a relationship for, and it may be the one that they need to break from to go to. So this is what's going on. And there's a high sentimentality here, closeness, intimacy, but not even a physical. It's intimacy. I can talk, I can relate, I can tell her things I can't tell anybody, even women, or, you know, men, other men, whatever, whoever you're dealing with. I can't tell anybody, but I can tell her, and I trust her or him, right? So this is what's going on, is the feeling I'm getting. Next card. 7 is the Chariot. Now, again, it talks to travel. Man, this is a lot of stuff. It's talking about speed to me as well. Even though here, it don't look like they're moving too fast, but they're going, yeah, this is about moving forward. And the sense that this person has come across someone they want to move forward with. Again, conflicted, though, still black and white. We're conflicted interiorly, but we're going, physically we're going. But interiorly we're conflicted by some things yet. But the sense here is there's a high sensitivity to this person, no matter the one that we're running to, the masculine's running away from a relationship, and it's like safe harbor. Feel safe here. I can be myself. I can do, and they can't do that in the other relationship. So it could be flipped on its ear. We could be running to whatever. But the scenario I'm getting is that this masculine is finding great solace in this person, not only emotionally but physically, all around it. So there's a sense of not getting this anywhere. But yet he's conflicted still, but he's moving forward with it. Okay, so to clarify on the 7, which talks about stepping out on a relationship here, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Now, the Ace of Pentacles is about presence from the universe, right? Ace talks about finances, can also talk to about things, physical things in the universe. Wanting to gift her is what I'm getting. Wanting to gift her for what she's wow. The sense I'm getting here is that this man is very sentimental about her and wants to show her through, it may be through money, maybe through something that she can hold in her hand or whatever. Wanting to gift her for what she's done for him, because they keep saying for him. Yeah. Now on the 2, which talks about the closeness and the trust that two people can share, we have the Queen of Cups. And this queen, her emotion, she holds it high, right? That's a cup, and it's full, covered, it's protected. Her emotions are protected, well protected in this deck. And the red ribbons are all the trials and tribulations she's been through. So there's a sense of earning that cup. She raises it high, the emotional center. Now, this is what they're feeling. This is her feeling towards him. This is him feeling towards her. Like, there is a huge reciprocity that's going back and forth here. They're mirroring. Yeah, here we go. Mirroring this sentimental. It's felt on both sides here. Okay, now on the 7, this is the Chariot that talks to movement. It can talk to conflict as well, because the black and the white here. And it talks to distance. I see the woman being distant from the male. This may be the partnership that we were in, that we're trying to leave, right? Move from. On top of that, we get the 3 swords. What do you know? Heartbreak. So that's the sense of breaking from that relationship. There's a sense here of not wanting to do that. Or not that we don't want to. It's trying to avoid the heartbreak, really. Trying to avoid, but you can't do it. You got to do it. If you want to be with another, you got to move, right? So there's a sense here of resisting, procrastinating, putting down the hammer and saying, I got to go. I'm in love with someone else. Not wanting to do this, putting it off to the last minute, not wanting to expose that, even though they know that their heart is in another place. They don't want to break the heart of the one that they were with, even though they know that maybe things aren't working. There's a problem here with all of that. Status quo, just leave it the way it is. I want my cake and eat it too. But the sense here is, it's not so much that he wants both. He does want the one that he's going to, but he doesn't want to break the one that he's with. even though it's not great and wonderful. Okay. So on top of the Ace of Pentacles there, which is about I feel like that's what he wants to give to her, something of physical value to, one, remind him of her, right? The guys will give necklaces, whatever, that remind him of her, to reward her, to show from his heart or his, what he can give, right, to her, to show her in a physical way. Boom, this, I want to give you this because you mean that much to me. Bah, that's what it is. Now, as we get into the first set of sex cards, Three of Swords, here we go. Triangular. But this Three of Swords speaks to me. They have a woman in the background. Now, this two are physically, they're naked, they're together. It's true. She's not even unclothed. She's fully dressed. She's the outsider. So there's a sense here that the man has made up his mind of who he wants to be with. But again, somebody looming in the background may not have all the details. Again, however that fits, right? So it may be the man, you know, it's kind of a situation where we've ended things, but doesn't want to, right? The final, yeah, the final hammer hasn't come down here. That's what I'm getting. But yet the feminine, you could almost intermingle these readings, really, because the feminine's laid down the law. Again, another thing that's sticking out here is that sort of truth is laying there, and that's in between. So it's almost like she knows the truth. This man is gone. Mentally, he's gone, you know, and physically, she may know this on certain levels, right? But we may not be moved out of the house. We may not be, you know, there's weird strings here. That's the sense. But it's very light. 75% of us knows this is over, this relationship, and he's moving. But the thing is, he is not, it's not 100% above board is what I'm getting. There's strings here yet that need to be, because of that stepping out card, this is behind the back. This is running behind the back. So there's something here that's not been said. Okay. So she's on looking and seeing. So the sense is here, she may have a high instinct. There's someone else, and she may know that the marriage is over, but there's ties here nonetheless. We haven't discussed the whole deal. So on the Queen of Cups, which talks about one of the woman here, I think he's going to, which she prizes her emotions quite highly. I feel that they both do. They both have high emotional states for each other. Okay. Yeah, wow. We have the Justice card now. That speaks to a whole bunch of stuff. It speaks to balance within the partnership of this new one. There's a balance there that's struck. Can also speak to divorce. We may be divorcing a partner here legally. Or we may have had a divorce, they said. The divorce may have been struck, so then what's the deal? I don't know. But we may have people that are living together after divorce, right? Even though they're divorced, they may be in the same house. So weird stuff like that may happen. So there's a sense here some may be divorced. Again, sort of truth is all there. It's all through. So there's a sense here that the truth is kind of out there. Now on the three, which talks to the, you know, the one that's heartbroken. This one in the background, I feel. We get the Ace of Cups, yeah. We're heartbroken. Why? Because our partner's found a new direction. Ace of Cups, and it's love. It's pure love. You know, look at that's the symbol, right? The pudding, right? The Ace of Cups. It's full with a cherry on top. And look, you know, all of that, it's all wrapped up. And so we may have some harsh feelings here. Just let me look over this again. Yeah, sense of being out of the loop. Like, look at her. She's up on the haystack there, and she can't even see him. He's looking ahead, right? He's conflicted about a few things, but he's not even checking back on her. She's not, she could fall off, he wouldn't know, that kind of thing. So there's a sense here of him moving forward and her not being, and I feel like this her is this her right here. It's kind of out of the loop on purpose, you know, kind of, yeah, not the greatest. So there we go. There's the heartbreak, right? Someone being left out of the loop. Why? Because there's a new relationship that's happening, a new love that's stirring up, and it's passionate. It's really good. So as we move to clarify one more row here on the three, which talks about the dicey situation, a bit of diciness here, like the passion and the sword of truth, but there's 3 in the mix here. We have the Emperor. So yeah, he's doing this to control, and look at him looking back. And I feel like this is back. He's looking back at the partner. Why? Trying to control the situation. He's keeping it under wraps. So he feels like he has some control here, which is an illusion, because he really, the way he can gain control is to bring the truth out. But it's, yeah, but that's why he's keeping it under wraps, is he feels it's his sense of control to keep it that way. Now, on top of the Justice card, to clarify, get the 10 of Swords. So there's a sense here, one or the other. Yeah, they're going both partners in this relationship that's busting, that the divorce, whatever. It's almost like we feel stabbed in the back. And this may be why, okay. This may be why the man has gone out physically and is doing it in the way that he's doing it, because he's been over time stabbed so many times that he just cannot do it no more. So he's kind of lost his integrity there along the line. He just said, I don't care. I'm doing it kind of like to stab her back, which is childish as well. But a sense of justice, right, for him, sadly. But nonetheless, there's a sense of both of them being hurt to a degree that just can no longer. And this is why, you know, the divorce or the separation, whatever happened here. Now on the Ace of Cups, we have the Lovers card, which is, yeah, talking about the love and the situation. Again, sword of truth. There's lots of swords here, lots of thoughts, lots of truth that is veiled and unveiled. I think more of it is out there, but not from the masculine. I feel like the masculine is the last. It's going to be the last to come out of his mouth, but everybody else around him knows, and the ex-partner may be getting it from everybody else as well, and just waiting for the masculine to come forward. He's just not. He's using it as a control tactic, kind of devious. That's that, you know, that's that energy here. That's the energy, isn't it? Yeah. That's the energy, because this man was in anger and rage, right? He's in anger and rage, and then now he's going to play. What's he going to do? He's going to go behind her back. Why? Because he made him mad. Now he's going to take it back out. And again, that's going to affect his new relationship forward. He may not know this, but it will. And yeah, so it's all about that crap there. He is in the flow, going in the right direction of the right partner, but he's going about it in a devious way, right? Trying to get vengeance against the partner, and kind of, yeah, in a low down way. But nonetheless, that's the situation. Now, as we move to the sex side again, 18 plus here. On top of the Emperor, what do we get? 17, which is the Moon. That is about secrecy. Here, there's nothing going on. There's no gondola with the two of them going. So the sense here is we're keeping it quiet on the down low. That's what I'm getting. So it is more on the down low than, and again, it's from him. I feel like everybody else knows. I feel like the ex-partner knows, and she's not reverbing it back to him. She's just watching him go through the steps and do. So the 17, yeah, is the stars. Well, I was getting kind of a moon feel, but yeah, the stars. This is the stars card talking about the high hopes and whatnot. But it's also under the cover of dark, right? Stars are supposed to be illuminated, but here it's more dark. Just give me a minute. Okay. I said, what is this? Like, you're giving me the feel of it. And they're going, well, it's because nothing is happened yet. They're going, nothing is come to be yet, but it is our hope and our wish to control the situation, to get it to where, you know, we want it to be. Meaning this person really does need to be put in the loop. But of course, that's a control issue, right? Because the Emperor here, you don't want to give any information to the ex, because what are they going to do with it? You know, I want to have all the keys and drive it home. And so this is kind of that illusion that's going on in betwixt everything. 10 of Swords, that's about the heartbreak. Both these people, I think, have hurt each other back and forth. to a degree that they are on their knees. It is done, right? The relationship is done on both ends. I feel of where we're leaving, it is done. Excuse me. Oh, the next card is three of swords, and that talks about this woman. She just had sex with a man, and she's looking out the window wishing she was somewhere else, even an old dilapidated building. She feels alone. And even though she was just with a partner, she's feeling alone. And that's the sense here of either the masculine, it could be, and the feminine on the ex that he's leaving. So we're having relations, or maybe having relations, may not, but we're lonely. We're in a relationship, but we feel alone. There it is. That's what it is, right? And that's why, we've been doing things to each other here because we're just not. And again, it may be marriage that was keeping them, but nonetheless, I feel like there may be a divorce here. Now, on top of the Lovers, which is the new direction he's going in, we have Eight of Cups. Now, this is not the average Eight of Cups. Let me explain. Yeah. Now, here's the deal. This could get dicey. Now, this man, this is Casanova here, making out with her. This guy, he wanted her. He was after her. He told Casanova, he says, oh, I love this girl. She's got red hair and a ribbon in her hair. I love her, and I'm going to try and date her. What does he do? He gets in before. He scoops her up before the other guy has a chance to get in there. So there's a sense they have to highlight that kind of a scenario. There may be a situation where, again, this is a female figure. It could be, in essence, the male looking out, like going, I just wish I was anywhere but here. I just feel alone. I may be having intimacy with partners, but I'm not feeling like I'm in a partnership. And it may be a single thing too. Like they may be busted from the relationship, still kind of ties there, but they may be acting single, going out and feeling all of that stuff, the physical but lonely. And the Eight of Cups there is symbolizing that somebody snuck in before. It's almost like there may be two males after this, because the sense they're giving me is this woman here that he's running off to. That's a symbol of him going out of the relationship, but it's also a symbol of a partner. That partner that he's going to so compassionately, it's like somebody else had his eyes on her, but he's going to get in there before she gets taken away, really, is the sense I'm getting. And that may be also that Emperor energy coming through and saying, you know what, I had to make some decisions here and right quick. Take action and move. And that may be the illusions that he's kind of trying to figure out. Again, stars. So we're talking about hope and look at him go in there. So that's about that situation. We're going to go one deeper. I added another row here because you can't just leave it at that. So on the stars, what do we get? We get the Nine of Pentacles. So this is the single and loving it card. And this the sense they're giving me is we're single from a relationship. We're loving it. We got our pentacles. We're stable. The masculine is stable. We're feeling good going outward. Okay. Next, on the Three of Swords, we get the Five of Wands, which is, again, talking about being in a relationship of some sort here, but feeling lonely. And I feel like he may be in other physical relationships, not solidified this. This is in the future. May have been like, he's single, okay? There's ties to someone here dragging. They're dragging. He's not cut them completely for whatever reason. Whether it's we haven't finalized the divorce, we haven't moved out of the house, whatever it is. There's strings there. Now, he's not pretending. He is feeling single and loving it and going out and dating is the sense I'm getting. And we may be, coming across one night stands here, but they're not filling the gap. They're not filling the cup. But then we have that one partner, right, that we did run to. Somehow there's a stability happening here. On top of the three, we get the Five of Swords. Now, that feeling is creating a struggle within him. And again, I feel he's tied to something. And it may just be some passive partners. May just be passive sexual partners here that we're kind of in a struggle with. We know they don't fit, but we're trying to make them fit and they're not fitting and whatever, that kind of thing. That's what I'm getting here. So we may be having arguments above and beyond in that way. Now, this I feel is very much the partner that he wants to go to, partner he cheated with, but there's something here of heart. There's something here of worth, but he may have stolen her from another man is the sense I'm getting, or you can't really steal a partner. They don't go unless they want to go. But the thing here is that he knew there was somebody else in the mix here and he scooped her up before she got, because he knew of this man's intention to woo her, but he got in there before he had a chance to do it, right? Because he was his confidant. And look at him go back. Okay, hold on. This is the confidant. Hey, buddy, you know, I love this girl and I'm da da da. And then maybe he was the one, right? Yeah, I love, you know, or maybe he told her about, yeah, they were talking and he told her about her, how great and wonderful she is. And what do you know? He goes in there, scoops. So not the greatest of integrities here is really what I'm getting, but he scooped her up nonetheless. And the sense I'm getting is there's a lot of cups here. There's a lot of emotions here. Now, on top of that, we get the Page of Pentacles. Well, see, that's the footloose, fancy free guy. He is money above all else. Wisdom, we need to look for our wisdom. We're in the beginning stages here. So a lot of passion, no less. The sense I'm getting here is we may be in a situation where we don't have time for a romance, but we're passionate, right? Because we have the Ace of Pentacles or the Ace of Cups here. We're moving towards this relationship, whether we're ready for it or not, is really what I'm getting in any way. Like we may not be ready, like meaning that third party, the third person, that's the ex that hasn't quite finalized. We're not ready on certain levels, but we're going toward it, no less, is what I'm getting. Okay, so I got a dragon card, a fortune card, and an animal card for the masculine. Dragon card over the season again. Silver lunar dragon. Moon. There's the moon, right? Bathes you in divine feminine light. Come into balance and practice peace. Sorry, I ain't got my glasses. Come into balance and practice peace, harmony, and cooperation. Expand your casual chakra. I have no idea where that is. Gonna have to study that. Bathe you in divine feminine light. Look at this. Oh, yeah, I'm thinking this guy's bathing a little bit in divine feminine. But nonetheless, the sense here, divine feminine, compassion and caring and loving and all of that. I feel like that's what the universe is going to pull in. Why? Because you're going in the right direction as partner, but you're being devious, using devious ways to kind of, it's like tit for tat. We're using, don't tell no one, but I'm going to do this. Why? Because I'm going to be devious and I'm mischievous and all this stuff. So the sense here is just use your compassion and go outward with your heart. And in the same way, work on that partner, telling them and opening up the whole situation. Because there's a sense here that there's more needs to be done in that way to let the partner know, okay, we're done here. I'm seeing someone else. Just get it out and on the board, right? Oh, my Lord. The next card, fortune card, which tells me this is in the future. It's talking about marriage. You are attracting emotional fulfillment and unconditional love. So again, this one-nighter or whatever, this this could lead to marriage, this new relationship, this thing that we kind of went off running in a direction. And I get this sense this is taking from another. And I don't feel it's him dealing with the ex. I feel it's him taking this woman that he is cheating with from someone else. Yeah, that's the sense, right? We got two things here. One is a guy overlooking and the other one's a girl. So that's his ex, I feel. Well, whatever. It could be a male if you're into that. And here it could be any scenario, right? And this is the guy going, oh, well, would you look at that? He got in the, so the sense here though is that he just may have mentioned in confidence to this guy about this woman, and then suddenly he's on it. But here it's deeper. Like this is really coming from, I don't know. There could even be two people here, but I'm not going to get into it. And the Princess of Pentacles is that it's a good energy that started right from the beginning. So I feel like there's one here that either we've been going back and forth with or is in the mix. And that's the one I get a good feeling about. So however he goes about doing that. So again, marriage. And I don't feel like that's the marriage he's breaking from. I feel like he may just break from a marriage and then jump into another one. Getting engaged, because that Ace of Pentacles could signify that as well. Oh man, yeah, that could, because they're telling me that they're going, yeah, that's the energy we could put in this place here. Could signify a ring being given, engagement ring. We're just divorced freshly off the press of a divorce and given a ring to another partner that he was stepping out with. Okay. So this is a lot of feeling here. You wouldn't do this in this way if you didn't feel it, is the sense I'm getting. Like, we're not going to do this. Well, again, you've got a high sense of play, but there's obviously feelings. He's not going to jump from one to another, but we'll see. Now the animal card is the ant. It says cooperate for higher good of the community. And I feel like that's in the family. I feel like that's in the marriage that he's breaking from. Cooperate so that it's all working together. We don't want to be busting apart, creating havoc where all these ants are going at each other here in the wrong ways. Yeah. And that is like a high frequency, right? That's kind of the cube, everything, all the energetic, geometric. It's got everything in there. Give me a second. I want to say something through there. It's just, striving to get that higher rung here. And though this man is he's gonna have to learn through the process of play here. He's being too mischievous. He's going to get his fingers smacked in this new relationship. This may go through, but he's going to have to learn no less. Now, this new partner, and I feel like it is this Princess of Pentacles. I feel like that's the one he wants to go to, but there's changes. He may create some negative karma here through the process, but I feel like he'll kind of get over it anyway. And the Silver Dragon again, bathing you in that feminine light. Why? Well, I think he's getting himself wet in that for sure. But I feel it's the compassion they're talking about. Bring on the compassion and then see where you come from. Get out of this play mode and get in your compassion and just worry about where you want to go. Don't worry about where you came from and throwing vengeance and all that. Just worry about where you want to go. And that's this card. And that's that dragon that's going to empower you to do that. It's going to do that. He's going to get in your energy field and pump you over the season. So you have the compassion to deal with everything great and groovy. So that is the masculine and feminine. Again, if you want more readings, check out Infinity Readings and Reviews. I will be out for the Christmas season, but I will be back February, March. I may even squeak in earlier than that because I think I'm going to have withdrawals here for some readings, impromptus, whatever. Pick a cards. I'm going to do my pick a card here. I'll see you next week. We'll be the last in the room. And then if I have time or whatever, I'll do the peek into the week and the horoscope. And then that'll be it. So again, thanks everybody for coming in. It was a much here. It was a little late. But nonetheless, thanks for staying in touch. And I will be back in February, March. So stay tuned. And then I'll change up some things in the room there in Infinity Readings and Reviews on Facebook. So, and you can always go in there and check out all the stuff that I had before, because it's the last while here is probably as far as you can scroll is all timeless readings anyway. So the intent here is to help people no matter where they're at and what date is on it. It doesn't matter. So everybody, whether you celebrate or don't, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, safe holidays, all of that. Take care, have fun, and be kind. See you next year.